Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are completely demystifying theta and hopefully transforming it from this invisible, frustrating portfolio tax into your absolute greatest strategic advantage. Seriously, if you've ever bought an option, watched the stock move exactly the way you predicted, but somehow you still lost money, yeah, you've met theta. It's frustrating, right? Well, today, we're unpacking exactly how this hidden force works, and more importantly, how the professionals turned it entirely in their favor.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with the anatomy of option theta, then move into the nonlinear decay curve. From there, we'll look at buyers versus option sellers, dive into the gamma-theta trade-off, and finally break down the 45-21 DTE strategy.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Anatomy of Option Theta and Understanding Time Decay. So, we have to start by defining the actual mathematical force that quietly dictates the options market. At its core, theta measures temporal erosion. It is literally how much cash bleeds out of a contract's premium every single time the clock ticks. If you're holding an option with a theta of negative 0.05, that contract is theoretically losing 5 cents per share every single day. And here's the kicker. Theta never sleeps. It doesn't take holidays. It is happily eating away at your premium over the weekend while you're out mowing the lawn.
Now, here's where a lot of people get tripped up. So notice this crucial distinction. Theta only destroys extrinsic value. That's the hopeful time premium. It leaves the tangible intrinsic value completely untouched. Think about it like this. If a stock is trading at $105 and you own a $100 call, you have $5 of pure intrinsic value. Theta literally cannot touch that money. But if you paid $7 for that option, well, that extra $2 is your extrinsic value. You basically paid $2 for time and uncertainty. And it is strictly that $2 that theta is slowly, inevitably going to eat away.
Moving right along to Section 2, the nonlinear decay curve. Let's visualize this theta burn.
This is where the math gets kind of wild. This decay, it isn't just a steady, predictable, daily drip. Actually, scratch that. It's more like a plunging curve. And this is exactly what catches newer traders completely off guard. As the window for a stock to make a profitable move shrinks, the extrinsic value doesn't just walk down the stairs, it essentially jumps out the window. Early on, the daily decay is just a tiny trickle, but as expiration approaches, the probability of a massive move drops and that time value collapses exponentially.
To put this into perspective, just track an at-the-money call dropping from 60 days to 0. The daily theta bleed steadily doubles as expiration looms. At 60 days to expiration, or DTE, you're only losing about 6 cents a day. Not a huge deal, right? But flash forward to day 20. Suddenly, we're losing 18 cents a day. The price completely plummets from $7 down to $2.80. The burn rate accelerates so dramatically the closer you get to that finish line.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that those final 10 days to expiration are just brutal for option buyers. That window rapidly wipes out whatever extrinsic value is left in the contract. If you're holding a long option that still heavily relies on time value during this phase, man, you are fighting a massive uphill mathematical battle.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, Buyers versus Option Sellers, the two sides of the clock.
Because of this nonlinear math, the playing field is drastically altered depending on which side of the contract you are actually on. In options, time is entirely relative. If you buy options, theta is this invisible tax pulling your account down daily. But if you sell options, that exact same theta acts as a steady, daily paycheck. When you write an option, you collect that premium up front. So as long as the stock doesn't make some crazy, unexpected move against you, every single passing day makes that option cheaper to buy back. You literally want the clock to run out.
And this is exactly why advanced traders intentionally harness this decay. They use specific theta-positive strategies to generate consistent income even when the underlying stock is just trading completely sideways. Things like a covered call to generate extra yield on a stock you already own, or a short iron condor designed to capture time decay on a stock that's going nowhere. These structures are purposefully built to put you on the receiving end of that theta burn.
All right, Section 4, the gamma-theta trade-off, or what we call the cost of movement.
Now, there is absolutely no free lunch in derivatives, right? If option selling is so amazing, why isn't everybody doing it? Well, the answer is gamma. If theta is the slow, steady bleed of time, gamma is the explosive risk of movement. And these two forces fundamentally sit on opposite sides of a mathematical seesaw. Gamma is basically your acceleration pedal. When you get really close to expiration, gamma gets extremely high,
which means even a tiny little move in the stock price can cause the options value to just violently whip around. I literally love this concept from the Reddit trading community. They say, think of theta as the cost of gamma. When you buy options, you are essentially paying daily theta rent for the absolute privilege of holding explosive positive gamma potential. You just accept that daily loss of time value because if the stock suddenly shoots to the moon, positive gamma aggressively multiplies your profits. You are paying for the possibility of a massive accelerated win.
But conversely, when you sell options to collect that sweet theta income, you are inherently taking on negative gamma risk. A sudden, violent price swing can multiply your losses incredibly fast. As a seller, you are literally getting paid to absorb that exact risk. You simply cannot have positive theta without accepting negative gamma. It's a package deal, and the market prices these two forces against each other with ruthless efficiency.
Let's move to Section 5, the 45-21 DTE strategy and how professionals actually manage this risk. So to balance this really perilous scale of time versus movement, we can apply a concrete mechanical framework, one that was popularized by the Tasty Trade Network. Think of this as the optimal life cycle of a short premium trade. If you sell an option at 60 days, well, you just aren't collecting much daily decay. It's too slow. But if you hold it all the way down to 0 days, you're exposing yourself to those wild portfolio-busting gamma swings. The sweet spot is right in the middle. You want to enter when the decay curve steepens and exit before that movement risk completely takes over.
Here is the exact playbook. By entering at 45 days, you step onto the slope just as it really starts curving downward. You let that decay work for you for about 3 weeks. But then, we purposely exit at 21 days. Why? Because holding any closer to expiration drastically increases your gamma risk. During those final 3 weeks, even a tiny little stock move can suddenly blow up your short position, so we just pull the ripcord early.
It's literally threading the needle. The 45-21 rule maximizes your positive theta income while systematically bailing out before gamma turns the market against you. It's all about optimizing your rate of decay while strictly capping your exposure to volatility. And honestly, this simple mechanical rule is a foundational cornerstone of professional option selling portfolios.
Finally, Section 6, Summary and Mastering the Clock.
All right, let's wrap this up and lock in what you absolutely need to remember to transform time decay into a calculated advantage. You now know that the theta burn is brutal and it is highly nonlinear. You know that every single option seller is explicitly trading gamma risk for theta income. And you know that the 45-21 DTE framework acts as your structural shield against unpredictable volatility. Theta isn't just some boring Greek letter or a random number on a screen, it is the heartbeat of the options market.
That options math, it is always ticking in the background. So, I'm going to leave you with this ultimate question for your own trading strategy. Is time working for you, or is it working against you? Take a hard look at your current positions, evaluate where they actually sit on that decay curve, and start using the clock as a tool, not a trap. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.
OTS Ullu. Knowledge is one of the best investments you can make, and continuous learning keeps you sharp. Subscribe to OTS Ullu on YouTube.